whatever he sold him for. I'm going, what?
We went live again.
We went live again. Hello and welcome to Follow Everton. Yes, you're with Robby and Wez on the post-match stream. We were just having a little warm-up there behind the cameras because, like, when you get to our age, you forget what you're going to say or what you're going to do. So, and we have to make sure that it's Tourette-friendly free. So, yeah, Brighton won, Everton won. Wez is having a little chuckle there. I'm trying to keep it together because we had a good little double act. I'm the straight guy and Wez is the comedy guy. So, Wez, what's your thoughts there, my friend?
Like I said, I called it before the game 1-1. I think we made a massive mistake in having Ben Godfrey mark Lewis Dunk right at the end. Biggest player in their team. And Godfrey's not the biggest defender, but we got Onana there. He should have dropped Godfrey onto the post or something, and Onana should have been man marking Dunk. You know, to me, that's a massive mistake, I think.
So yeah, you're sitting at home on your lovely DFS couch, and you can clearly see that fact, what you're saying there now. So I'm only asking the question, how come our man on the touchline there, who's paid mega bucks to manage the team, why wasn't he onto that? Or why weren't the players onto that one?
Well, you know, as a manager, when you as soon as he brought Onana on, he should have turned around and said, corners and free kicks, you're on Lewis Dunk. That should have been his instructions. You're marking Lewis Dunk, right? I don't care what you do throughout the rest of the game. Corners and free kicks, you mark Lewis Dunk. Simple as that. And then Godfrey's the wrong side of Lewis Dunk straight away. You know what I mean? Dunk's behind him, so he's got to jump on him. And I just think that's poor management. That for me, Rob. I'm not going to sit here and slag Dyche off, but for me, that's poor management from Dyche. He should have been his man.
David, I totally agree with you, but Onana is taller than Dunk. He might be a man mountain Dunk, but Onana is actually taller than Dunk. So that's what we're saying. Onana should have been on him. So again, it's kind of like we were all thinking, what a crack! Let's go to the goal, mate. What a absolute beauty! He's put another 20 million on his price tag because he can now, where everyone knows, he can bang in with a few goals as well.
He's brought it down his right and well he did with his left. Lovely first touch, and then second touch in the back of the net, and it was just sweet as a nut, weren't it? I can't talk too much about the superlatives that the lad. And bearing in mind this is his first season in the Premier League, and you think to yourself, he wouldn't look out of place. He wouldn't look out of place internationally. He's absolutely a Rolls Royce of a player. And
just
it's sad.
Between me and you, mate, if you had to put a price on his head, I know the future's the future, but currently, we're not selling him. But what would you sell him for?
You're talking under mil, aren't you? So you've got to be talking them ballpark figures.
Well, I was thinking much more than that, mate, to be honest. But yeah, 100 is your starting. That's for his right leg.
Yeah, and P. Macker said exactly the same. The foot he got on the day, I was watching it on the TV, and it was that Glenn Murray who was the commentator, and he goes, "It doesn't even look like he's got a touch on the ball there, but it's gone out for a goal kick. Clearly got a touch on the ball."
Yeah,
and it wasn't until he's seen the replay. I mean, I can see it, and I'm hundreds of miles away from Brighton. He's sitting in the stands. You know what I mean?
So are you deflated, or are you thinking, yeah, do you know what? That's like, we spoke about before the game, and I was saying 7 points out of the Palace game, the Brighton game, and West Ham. Well, it certainly ain't going to be 7. Okay, next week, that's next week's another week, but it could be 5 out of 9, possibly.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'd took a point at the start of the game. I think being 1-0 up, into the 5th minute of injury time and then getting the points against 10 men is a bit deflating. But I think ultimately you've got to take the positives out of it and say, well, it's another point on the board. We haven't been beaten, and I think we're like, I think it's 7 games unbeaten now. Yeah, okay. There's been a shed load of draws and all that, but
so
I think,
did we bottle it, mate? When they went down to 10 men with the tackle on Billy Gilmore on Onana, did we bottle it?
I think ultimately you're gonna get when you've got a team with 10 men and they're behind, they're always gonna come at you because they've got nothing else to lose. They're gonna lose either 2 or 3-0 or get a point or even possibly a win. So sometimes it's harder to play against 10 men. I mean, I know that's an old cliche, but sometimes it is hard to play, especially with the passing quality that Brighton have. I mean, once again, our passing was awful again, Rob, wasn't it? Like we can't pass the ball. We don't have any speed going forward because we can't pass the ball quick enough without it leading to a misplaced pass.
Yeah, we'll go on to the player ratings in a minute, mate. How's my sound, by the way? Are you coming through?
You sound all right to me.
James is saying me audio is crackling. I was hoping to be on the phone, James. I've definitely got a new.
It is a bit crackly.
We're working on that.
Only faintly though, Rob.
Yeah.
It's a bit crackly, only faintly.
Crackle. So let me just move my little setup a little bit nearer here.
Yeah, you're a bit better now. I want to talk about. I don't know what the followers out there think, but I want to talk about James Garner. And for the past few games now, I don't think he's offered any. Like, he's supposed to be our driving force from midfield, and he's not progressive. He just keeps giving away silly fouls and sticking his foot in where he shouldn't be. And you just think, what do you actually do? Like at the beginning of the season, we was all raving about him, and he gets the plaudits what he deserves. But at the moment, he's just not doing it for me. But at the same time, who'd you put in there? Do you put 2 CDMs in there, and we've already got a lack of creativity as it is. So to put Onana and Garner Gay in there, you're diminishing even the small piece of attacking force that we could be. You're diminishing it again, aren't you?
So you're saying the driving force, and I get what you're saying. Did he used to? I'm going to ask the question on you. Did he used to drive, and now he's forgot how to drive, and he just turns around, goes back or sideways, or has he never had that in his locker? Because you're right, at the start of the season, we thought, oh, I've got a cracker here. But do you know what? Sometimes, I guess, over a season, you can't. It's possible. Well, when you play for Everton, you might lose your way. You don't. If your confidence is down, and then you go, oh, do you know what? I've just made another mistake. Oh, do you know what? I've just made another one. And then all of a sudden, it's like he's playing it safe as opposed to, you know what? I've got the legs. I'll go and have a go here. When was the last time you went and had a go?
Well, like you said, momentum for teams is a massive thing. Like Luton had it. They went on a little run, and they got the momentum. I'm hoping now that they've lost the last 2 games on the bounce, that momentum's been halted. But when we had our 4 on the bounce, like that, he was going forward. He was passing the ball forward. Now, I think who was it? Our mate up here, Martin Walsh, there now and says his first motion is to turn back. and that breeds confidence. The thing is now, he had no excuses today. There's nobody was booing, so he's got no excuses today of how poor. Like, I personally think he performed poorly. Ozzy Chris thought he was better, but that doesn't take, doesn't say much if he was better than what he was against Palace, because everyone was abysmal first half against Palace. So
it'll be interesting to see, because we'll do the player ratings in 15, 20 minutes or whatever. So just on, as we're talking about Garner, has Jack lost his way as well?
yeah, none of the players apart from Tarkovsky, Branthwaite, Michaelenko, I thought today was outstanding. That defensive header he took it off Buenanote's head. I thought that it was superb. You know what I mean? But you go from the defenders onwards, they've all lost their way, every single one of them.
Yeah,
and that's just down to not winning games. And they might take something out of this game and think to themselves, well, we've gone there where some teams have been absolutely, turned inside out by them, but we've come away with something. So, they hopefully will take the positive out of it. Next, it's on to Goodison again, but
yeah, because their home form, they've only lost one game, I think, this season to West Ham, Brighton. So they are quite ruthless on their own ground. They've got a fortress, whereas ours is kind of like maybe not a fortress, but hopefully it will be next week. No, yeah. But you're right, buddy. Confidence breeds confidence, doesn't it? And it's clearly lacking. It can't just be the points scenario, and I'd like to think it's not the takeover, because that's out of their hands anyway. But that the performances can. Well, second half they were better. Second half they were much better than the first. I thought
they couldn't be any worse though.
No.
Couldn't be any worse from that first half.
Definitely stepped the game up, and I mean Jordan Pickford saved a couple of shots, and but I thought our defense is like it's as good as you're going to get, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, what are these? The conceded the fourth least amount of goals or something. If Pickford had a clean sheet, I think actually even without the clean sheet today, Pickford's still the goalkeeper with the most clean sheets in the Premier League.
Yeah.
So the defense is great, but then you've got to find that balance between defending and attacking, and we haven't found that yet, because every time like we get the ball. And we look like we might have some forward momentum. Somebody gets the ball and passes it backwards, and you're like, "What are you doing?" Like they just see the easy pass. You know what I mean? There was a couple of times today. Don't get me wrong, where they actually took risks and they were passing balls into players that were marked, and then they were passing off, trying to create some space. You know what I mean? But sometimes they haven't got that balance right between attack and defense, because defending we can't fault it, can we, Rob?
No. 13 games to go, Wes. It's like it's on a knife edge.
Yeah, it is, mate. And I do think that we've got enough to stay up. I definitely do. But then it all hinges on what happens with the second charge. If it even happens, the second charge, based on the first charge. I don't really want to go down that path again. But
no.
All the players can do is focus on their job on the pitch. Don't focus about the fact that we've lost 10 points. Focus on getting wins, and then the Premier League can't do anything to us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Get enough points where they literally, unless we've got like £300 million overspend where they can relegate us with points, then if we get enough points to stay up, regardless of the second charge, then that's all they've got to concentrate on, isn't it, Rob?
Yeah. But it's going to be a big week this week, because this is the week. I say this week, next week when we find out. Do you know what I was looking at before? Just before we came on stream. See, we're talking about points again, aren't we? And I know on the pre-match, Ryan said to Mabsy, don't be mentioning points and whatever. But do you know what? I came on the stream going, I'm not mentioning points, but it's where we'd be even if we got 4 points back, 5 points back, 6 points back, because all of a sudden you're looking behind you at the team struggling because you've got the points that you already had. So it's quite difficult when you're doing a live stream about Everton, and we are where we are, and we're playing the way we're playing, and we're still waiting for the supposed powers that be to go, oh yeah, you can have these back. So you're kind of looking at the league positions going, well, next week we'll be higher.
Yeah, it's the elephants in the room, Rob, isn't it? Yeah. When all said and done, the elephants in the room, and without a 10-point deduction, we'd be comfortably mid-table, and probably, I think Ryan mentioned it yesterday, we two wins off safety. You know what I mean? And without them 10 points being taken off, this team probably would have won today. Probably would have won against Palace. Do you know what I mean? But the fact of them two, like today and the Palace game, that probably would have seen us safe for the season. But it is what it is. We've had 10 points deducted, so you've got to forget about it and just crack on and wait to see what happens with the appeal.
Yeah, and it's coming. It's coming this week, everyone. Oh yes, mate. Shall we? Well, first of all, we always say thanks for our followers, don't we, for tuning in. We've got your regulars, all the names that we would normally see pre-match, post-match. What are your thoughts, our followers, on the player ratings for today? So send us your player ratings and we'll go through them a little bit shortly. We won't even mention man of the match yet then, Wes. We'll wait until
I think that's a given anyway, isn't it? I think that's a given.
What about Beto when he came on? We've got to give him a mention.
He tried, and I think, like, for me, the ball just seems to get stuck under his feet all the time, Rob. Do you know what I mean? Like, the ball comes to him, and like there was one time, and he done well to hold off the player, but that was because the ball got stuck under his feet, and he just used his body to shield the ball off him. But like, he doesn't seem to be able to trap the ball, knock it in front of him, and run. Do you know what I mean? But I think he come on and he had a little go. You know what I mean? He had a good chance, didn't he? That he should have buried, and he blasted it over. He got a bit carried away with himself.
And do you know, if he had, I know it's all ifs, buts and maybes. You know, if he had at Fulham, you've got another 2 points on the board, and if he had today, you've got another 2 points on your board, aren't you? They're the times when clinical strikers or players from other teams, it's in the back of the net, isn't it?
Yeah. You've got if you've got, say, somebody like an Ollie Watkins or something up front there, like that's probably a goal. You know what I mean? And that might be just down to the fact that he hasn't played enough minutes, Rob. Mark there, another one, DCL. We said it in the pre-match, didn't we? That sometimes, if you keep playing DCL, he's doing more harm than good by keeping playing him, because he's just chipping away at his confidence, and it's probably already lower than the snake's bollocks. You know what I mean? So
that's a good analogy, my friend. That's a good analogy. So when Onana came on, did you think that he made the difference? Because we spoke about Onana pre-match, didn't we?
Yeah, he did make a difference, because he was more physical, more obviously more of a threat aerially, and yeah, he actually, when he got the ball, he actually looked to pass the ball forward rather than sideways or backwards. He was one of the few players that actually looked like he wants to progress up the pitch rather than just knocking about, and I think ultimately that what led to the downfall was that they were happy to just keep knocking it about and just like sort of trying to see out the time when they should have been having a little go.
I think Gay's injured, so I think he's going to be out possibly for a few weeks. So it'll be a different team next week.
Yeah, which is probably. I mean, if you're honest with yourself, you probably would have started Onana today anyway.
Well, we thought that was going to be the case, didn't we? We were quite surprised when he wasn't on the pitch, on a team sheet.
Yeah. So there's Peter Duggan's player ratings.
But you know what? It's quite nice to have one up because you kind of got a little bit of a guide, I guess, everyone. But should we go through them?
Yeah. I'm not like Pickford 7. Yeah, I give him that. I'm not sure why he's give Godfrey a 5. I thought Godfrey played well.
Okay,
but
I'd give Godfrey a 7 myself. I'd give Godfrey a 7.
Yeah, I mean that's his opinion.
Yeah.
His opinion. Fair play to him. Tarkowski 7. Branthwaite was a 9. Yeah. Michalenko 8. Yeah. Harrison, I think 6 was probably maybe about right. Maybe for me, he went great today, so I might have given him a 5. Garner Gay, a lot of the time he's chasing shadows, but with a team like Brighton who pass it around very well, he's always going to be chasing shadows. So 4, yeah, I'll let you have that, Peter.
I'll give him a 5.
Garner.
Yeah.
Garner a 5. I wouldn't have given Garner that many. I would have given only Garner a 4.
Yeah,
McNeil, he was in. McNeil's anonymous, pretty much throughout the whole game. So I'd stick with the 4 there. What Peter's saying. Decore again, pretty anonymous. I get to see
How many would you give DCL? What would you give him?
I'd probably say a 4.
Just maybe, just a 4.
I'd probably say a 4.
And that's your number 9, isn't it? That's like it gives me great pain to give someone a mark like that. Who's your number 9 striker? Who you've got the team have got head and shoulders for them to be banging the goals in week after week.
Yeah,
he's
got to do. He's just got to put himself about a bit more, Rob. He's got to be harrying defenders and like he's not just stood there and like ambling around the pitch. And you think, like, be aware of situations developing, get on your toes, start running, start making runs behind them. You know what I mean? Don't expect the ball into your feet. If you want the ball into your feet, then stand there and tell him you want it into your feet. But then he's got to have runners off him, and we don't have the runners off him.
So I'm hearing rumor mill is informing me that in the summer he'll be sitting down regarding his contract because it's the final 12 months. I'm not too sure if he's going to be sitting down. Is that
DCL?
A good thing or a bad thing?
I don't think he should be sitting down. Yeah. I think he should be put his best trainees on and leg it out the door. But do you know what?
Sell him.
Do you know what, though, Rob? Be honest with you. If the worst happens, he'd be great in the Championship. Be absolutely superb in the Championship because I think that's his level. I think
he might be good in another team, mate, who play a different system. Like we spoke about Mopé before the game. TCL just might be better in another system, in another team with a fresh start. I think possibly the ship sailed with him at Everton.
Yeah, I think he's being given too much. I wouldn't say respect, but too much leeway. Where there's other players chomping at the bit, he's not performing. Now, in any other job, you don't perform in your job, you're out the door. You know what I mean?
Really?
Very much so.
As in sacked or on gardening leave.
Just be dropped. Yeah. You know what I mean? But the problem is we haven't got anybody to replace him that is scoring goals. But then Beto's not getting enough game time to see what he's actually capable of. You know what I mean? People can come on and say, and slag him off to the hilt. But effectively, we haven't seen enough of him, and he hasn't had enough game time to sort of make a judgment of him. We just turn around, our judgment says he's shite him. But
who said that?
Lots of people have been saying he's shite. But it's one of them where if your main number 9 is shite, why keep playing them and then bringing on, you supposedly your second striker and expecting him to do a bit for 10 minutes? That doesn't work for me, mate. He should have dropped it DCL probably maybe 6, 7, 8 games ago.
Oh, stand by.
The boss.
Ryan is coming in.
The boss is in.
I think Ryan might have calmed down. He was livid before. Livid he was. Are you still livid, Ryan, or have you calmed down, my friend?
I'm just upset.
You look like you've been crying.
I'm upset. Got my hopes up. We've had turgid football for like 3 months. We've not won a game. You dangle the carrot of the win in front of me. There's 3 minutes left. And we've gone and done that. I mean, if Frank Lampard did that, the fume would be unbelievable. I've just had a direct message on Twitter, someone giving me abuse. How dare you effing... you're a disgrace for criticising Dyche. He's not exempt. He's on £2-3 million a year. I can say what I want about his management style.
Nobody's exempt from criticism. Nobody. But I don't know whether he was watching before, right? But I mentioned the fact that surely as a manager, when he brought Onana on, he should have said any corners, free kicks, Onana, you're on Lewis Dunk. You're our biggest player. He's their biggest player. And then come the goal, Ben Godfrey's got the wrong side of him. He's out-jumped Ben Godfrey and he scored the header. That to me, that's down to the manager. If he had, somebody said, I think it was Mark Spurrier turned out and said, maybe Dyche did tell him. But if he did, they didn't get through, did they?
I've got a lot of complaints about that last sort of process of the match. When they go to 10 men, Dyche has got a big decision to make. Are we still shutting up shop? Or are we going to try and pick them off and keep the ball and make it difficult for Brighton? And I genuinely think he went for neither. If he wanted to shut up shop, he should have brought on Michael Keane, gone to a back 5, and he would have helped us with the set pieces and the long balls and the diagonals and the balls into the box. Absolutely. Because the one thing Michael Keane is good at is aerially superior to most. He didn't do it. Instead, he brings on Ashley Young, which kind of is like, I'm going to try and pick them off, but he's very narrow, tight into the middle of the pitch. They still just overloaded the play. They had all the possession, and it just, for me, it shows a lack of tactical awareness, poor management from Dyche, and the corner itself that we do concede from. Don't get me started on Beto and the finishing at the other end, because we should have scored. It would have been robbery if we'd have won that game, but it still feels like robbery that we've drawn it because of finishing. But the corner, Ben Godfrey, where's the communication? He could chest it down to the goalie and sit on the ball. There was none of that sort of Pickford antics. Give them the corner, and then you're thinking at least mark the one player who's got the ability to hurt us from a set piece, because none of the others are going to do anything from a set piece. They're a bunch of midgets. They've got one player.
You can't say that.
We're not woke.
Small people.
They're on the smaller side, the Brighton players. Yeah.
But he brought on Ashley Old. You know what I mean?
Terrible.
And you're like, but we could have had a second soon after we'd had the first. But once again, touch let us down. You know what I mean? You think, what did he when they go to Finch Farm every day and practice? Why did he not practice passing?
This is what I said on Twitter. I just put a tweet out before saying what we're doing in training, the coaching, the finishing, the striker forward play, the controlling the game, the playing with a man advantage. And I got a load of abuse in my DMs. I had to block someone.
Yeah, we've just said about the fact that, like, if you're a team that's down to 10 men, right? You're gonna go for it because you've got nothing to lose, right? Do you know what I mean? So like they should have expected them to have a go at us, and he should have adapted his tactics to sort of like nullify their threat. But then he brings on Ashley Old, and you're like,
why is Lewis Dobbin not on the bench? I'm sorry,
he
but
must have been injured.
That's my
He must have been. He must be injured, right? He's got to be, because if he's got two academy players on the bench, Seamus Coleman's on the bench. You think Dobbin's probably injured? He must have been.
He would have been my substitution for Decore, late on, because I think when Brighton are piling numbers forward, if you can get 2v2 and Brighton leave loads of players forward, and we've got that pace and the threat and behind, we're going to score. But he's not impressing me much. You don't impress me much. We should be batting 34 points. But
apparently Dobbin's got a splinter sitting on the bench week in, week out.
Not happy.
Right. You can't be despondent about getting a point at Brighton.
With context, it's a dreadful point. Without context, it's a marvellous point. But I watched it, so I have the context.
But do you think that Everton deserved all 3 points there? Because I don't. I don't think we deserved it.
We did, because we stopped Brighton and then we scored a wonder goal. But it's just.
But they were by far the superior team.
They didn't
by far
chances.
No, because our defence is brilliant.
Just the three corners in succession in the first half that went straight into the keeper's hands.
Yeah, just them. Yeah,
we had a hint that they were going to get a goal from a set piece. I'm sorry, I think I'm too angry to talk about this. We had a hint. They gave us the warning 3 times in a row. It's embarrassing. I'm sorry. I don't think I can do this today without being too angry.
There you go. 23 shots. We made it so easy for diagonal balls out to the wings because our fullbacks are always so narrow. True or false?
True. True. TJ Mids.
Going to be a different team next week. Oh, he's gone. Is he gone?
I'm here. I'm listening.
Okay. Yeah, different team next week. Ryan Idris Gay is out for a couple of weeks, so I'm sure Anana will come straight back in for next week. I mean, next week, and we're talking about next week, aren't we? A massive 3 points, but I'm still confident we're going to get a load of points back midweek, everyone.
Do you know what? Do you think we could do with Gomez back?
Do you know, when he goes out, he forgets to come. I say he forgets to come back. He clearly gets, and it must be an age thing, mustn't it? Because whenever he gets an injury, he's never out for a week or a fortnight. It's like a bit like Duncan Ferguson, isn't it? In for 1 and out for 6 kind of thing.
Yeah. The thing I like about Gomez is that he's definitely not quick, but he puts his foot on the ball and he can see a pass, and he's got a bit of composure about him when he's actually got the ball, where you see most of our players, as soon as they get the ball, they're like headless chickens. They're like that misplaced pass by Garner Gate, where he just knocked it out to play. And you're like, have a bit of a composure. You're like, there was nobody even pressing him. You're like, have a bit of composure and pass the bloody ball to somebody in the salmon pink top.
We're having.
Go on, mate.
No, go on.
I was just going to say, I do like that salmon pink top, by the way.
I've got it. It's in the wash. But somewhere it's gone.
Have you had an haircut?
Have you?
I have, yeah. Look, it's all my own work, that.
No, sorry, I've completely lost what I was
trying to make you smile. See, We're trying to
We're-
book you up for the weekend. Book you up.
We're averaging a point a game, aren't we? A point a
Yeah,
game.
well, unbeaten in 7 or something, isn't it?
What? No, we've drawn 2 in a row, then lost, then drawn 2. City just scored, thank fuck. I mean, the only thing we're clinging on to is Man City hopefully winning the league and Everton not staying up. It's just depressing.
Bournemouth
Yeah.
are not going to be in the relegation zone, so
No, not at all.
considering where they started how they started the season, they've done really well.
Yeah, they have. Credit's due. And Crystal Palace won again, didn't they? So that narrows that gap again down where we are until the inevitable this week.
It might be 7 away games then that we haven't been beaten. I don't know. Or maybe I'm just chatting one.
That Burnley result is a shame because they went down to 10 men, and that's how you play against 10 men. You just annihilate them. But Everton don't do that. 20.
Yeah, but it's Crystal Palace.
We played 26 games. I think we've
got
got
13. I think we've got 12 left. Everton got 12 games left now, haven't we?
I think we'll finish the season on 34 points.
And is that enough?
I think Luton will get about 34 points as well.
Yeah, but our goal difference is much superior.
At the moment.
And we've got to play Luton away.
We also just put some stick on these strikers. 20 goals without scoring for Calvert-Lewin. 1 goal for Beto isn't in the league. None for Chimiti. 1 for Danjuma. McNeil, I think he's got 2. I'm sorry, but it's a disgrace.
Yeah. It's shocking.
Can we just call them out? Can we just call them out instead of busting with this wokery on Twitter? They've been shit. Yes, and also the manager is partly responsible for this because he leaves everyone isolated. He's refusing to allow players the license to get forward.
Yeah, but like I said, right. The longer he keeps persisting with Calvert-Lewin every week, and he's not scoring, the more and more it chips away at what little confidence he might have. You know what I mean? Instead of sort of like biting the bullet and going, right, okay, we're gonna try something different this week. We're gonna put DCL on the bench and either play Chimiti or Dobbin or Beto. Start with either one of them.
Look, today was a difficult one.
You know, we're saying for the past few weeks, McNeil and Harrison have clearly been not on the game. So would you play Dobbin from the start next week, and would you play Beto up front? I know we're talking about next week's game, and put TCL on the bench. Would you have a bit of fire, a bit of pace on the wings?
I don't know. I think he'll stick with the same team. I think he's stubborn. Today, I mean, you looked at Everton, and I think what we wanted to try and do was try and counter on the transition, to try and wait for Brighton to make mistakes. But they were just too clever on the ball. They were good on the ball. They just kept it pass. They didn't really make mistakes. So there wasn't really an opportunity for us to try and get the ball in transition. We didn't really press. When we did press, they'd have 4 players, we'd have 3. So there'd always be an out ball for them. So that didn't work. And then we were deep, and we like to pass. I said to Chris on his wonderful live stream, we are, when we drop and we're building from the back, that's all well and good. But what is the plan when we do that? We're trying to suck Brighton in and play behind them, but we haven't got that cutting edge. The Andre Gomez, the Danjuma. We're missing these players. Against West Ham, I think Moyes is under a little bit of pressure.
Been offered a new contract, has he?
He's doing what he did when he was Everton manager. He's trying to stall it. He's got a job lined up, no doubt about it. And he's going to ditch West Ham, but we've got to be turning them over. They've got good players. West Ham. You look at Paqueta.
He's injured, though, isn't he? Injured. Yeah, he'll probably be back for us, like that. And Ciso is back today after only playing the first 2 games of the season.
They are got good players, West Ham, and they're probably underperforming, but they are high up the league as well. I mean, what's your expectation, West Ham? They're quite a big club, but they're kind of a team that was, I don't want to be disrespectful. I want Danjuma back. I want Andre Gomez back, because these are 2 actual footballers who might be able to make something happen that we missed today.
Yeah, I think soon as Dan Hume is fit, I think McNeil needs to be dropped because he's not offering anything at the moment, is he?
Can we? He was all right today. He wasn't that bad. He should have had an assist on that Decore chance, which was cleared off the line. Yeah, you could
I
argue
think he was that good.
chances in this game overall, and we should have won in hindsight.
That was some clearance, that wasn't it?
Oh,
By
from
Lanty.
yeah.
Lanty.
What an effort that was.
He's a big lad.
What a effort that was by Decore though, weren't it?
Yeah. On another day,
even
mate,
side of his foot as well.
Another day, back of the net.
Yeah, you know what? I completely even forgot about that until you even mentioned it, Rob.
And there was the DCL one where he was onside at the end.
Yeah, I like. Did anyone feel that might have been a penalty shout that as well?
The DCL one?
Yeah. Did anyone feel that might have been a penalty shout because they didn't even bother looking at it anyway?
It's us.
I know. It was like it's just as well he missed, really, because if he'd been given up, I mean, it would have been given the goal like VAR, like. But you just think like it was a tight one. I'll give the linesman that, like, but he should have let it play. He should have let it play on, shouldn't he?
Can I just say, because we don't say it enough, if you are watching this stream now, either live or you're watching it back, and you're not subscribed, then shame on you. Hit that subscribe button right now. I know for a fact that 50% of people that watch our live streams, back and live, are not subscribed. They are lurkers. It costs you absolutely nothing to click that button right now and help us.
What's a lurker, mate? What's a lurker?
Someone who...
Isn't that a dog?
In the background.
Just there looking. Yes, so all you lurkers and all you shakers,
peeping toms,
come and join the Blue and the Toffee family. We like a laugh. We are now trans. Wait for it. Global, and we do live streams from thousands of miles away. So we do streams 24/7 now. Come and join us. And if you want to be a VIP, you get a picture of the Robster in his birthday suit on your birthday. So I mean, that's got to be worth it.
What we've suggested we do, right, when the appeal actually comes through, we do a 24-hour streamathon. We'll do 12 hours, and then Chad and Chris can do 12 hours. Yeah.
Champagne all round for everyone, darlings.
I think Robbie, you're deluded, mate. I don't think we're getting anything back. I think they'll
definitely, mate. Oh yeah, absolutely. He's been getting battered with his phone calls, hasn't he? All the Evertonians phone in Premier League headquarters.
There'll be someone ready to knock him over the head, I'm sure. Some diehard Blue.
Yeah, we're getting points back. Trust me.
If he wasn't getting something back, then he would have announced it by now. No news. Good news.
Going to be that desperate.
No news is good news. We are fucking that desperate.
And there is somebody in London who's connected, who may have let something slip, and that's all I can say. So, 1,000,000,000% the Blues are getting points on the board. Trust me.
Well, it's not the fucking 2 points today because the manager balls it up by making bad substitutions. Sorry, we're woke now. The manager had a strange moment, perceived strange moment of thought in which he made the decision in good conscience to bring on Ashley Young for his 500th appearance without scoring.
500th appearance this week.
Yeah, if he likes you, you're barley, aren't you? You can't do nothing wrong.
He's like a kid who sits at the dining table and there's 8 seats and he's not allowed to sit past the halfway line.
Here's Irene. Look, Irene loves it on here.
Hi,
nice to see you again, Irene.
Hi,
I'm sure it wasn't that Irene who's in Italy. You in Italy, Irene?
Yeah, she's on.
By the way,
It's on the spag ball.
Go on, mate.
By the way,
By the
Basil
way.
come in straight from the Amex. He's been there, but he said no one sent him a link.
He should be able to send himself a link. He should be able to log in himself.
Bit cliquey. We've got another clique as well. Chad and Chris. Great show the other night.
I didn't even know he was sitting there waiting.
This show, we are proud to say we have done 5 streams related to Brighton versus Everton, I think now. We've done the preview. Hang on, 4. Preview. The late night blues. Hang on. The pre-match chat.
5.
The watch along.
Now the post-match.
And the post-match 5 streams on that bloody game.
And you're going to do it. And you're going to do a player ratings one as well, just to
Tell you what, my
an
player...
even number. Make it 6.
The back four can have good scores, but you're judging them. I'd like a little bit more. I'd like a little bit more from a fullbacks going forward. I think we're just shutting up shop. You can give them a solid 7 for the back four and the keeper. Did he get lobbed for the goal? Could he have done better? Maybe. I don't know. Need to see it back.
Little Tyrannosaurus Rex arms never stretched out so far, did they?
And the midfield, James Garner, Onana. Onana was the best of the 3. I thought James Garner and Gay were a little bit one-dimensional. McNeil and Harrison were a bit predictable. And DCL was... and Decore was...
flap.
So he could have scored.
Yeah.
Flappy, out of control arms. Michael Keane. The belt's that. TJ Mid. He never failed to make me smile there, mate. Flappy.
A lot of
Out of
criticism
control arms.
saying it was an embarrassing result. They had
Who?
10 men. We were 1-0 up with a few minutes left. It is embarrassing. They're not that good. We weren't playing Man City. We beat them 5-1 last season.
They are that good.
No, they're not.
Right. They are that good.
Yeah. Come on.
They are that good.
2-1. Brighton are where we want to be.
Did they fetch our goal today with shots on target and our keeper had a worldie? No, he didn't.
23 shots to our 3.
First half, 10 shots, 3 on target.
Pickford anything.
But they are a threat. Brighton are a threat. Brighton can turn up at any team in the Premiership and turn them over. You can't say that with us.
The hardest thing to do is play, especially with the quality that Brighton have got. The hardest thing to do is play against 10 men. Right? Because they've got nothing to lose. They're going to come at you.
We didn't make it. We didn't make it difficult. We could have narrowed the spaces and stopped them getting in behind us. We could have actually gone 4-4-2 and let them think about what we were doing. We could have kept the ball in the course. I'm not impressed. I don't think they played that well, Brighton. I think they did the same at Goodison. I think they were better at Goodison. I'm getting told to go the match from Luke Fitzpatrick. I've got to go nearly every match.
Who's saying
but
that?
The thing is, he's going, look, he's on a fishing trip. Don't take the bait. Right? I don't want you going away off the...
He's just got himself
stream being because it'll ruin your weekends, and you'll end up...
I didn't even see Luke Fitzpatrick's comment.
You must be on a different channel there. You're looking at the comments on a different channel.
No, I just banned him.
Yeah,
He's just
sacked. You're sacked. Get out of it.
If anyone puts a foot out of line,
come back. He's sacked. New job.
Mine's fuming.
Mate.
I called it before the game. 1-1, I called it.
Yeah.
I said 2-1.
Let's be honest.
Do you know what? I will survive. Start playing glory again and get it on now.
I just want to win a game. I just want to...
Yeah. Next week, mate. Next week.
We're going to turn up West Ham. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to have...
because we'll have loads more points on the board, so we turn up next week going, come on.
I'd take 5 points back now.
Yeah. You're not far off the mark, mate. You're not far off the mark.
Stop. Like I said.
I'm telling you. I can't say a word. I'm just giving you hope. Hope.
We'll get Van der Groot on without a screen and tell us what you've heard. We love a rumour.
Hope. It's a beautiful word. Hope. H-O-P-E. Hope. Just keep smiling. Just keep smiling.
What are we going to do with 4 points? So we'd have 26. We lost 2 today. So
I think we're going to get 2. I think we're going to get 2. So that'll put us 3 points ahead of Luton. I think we'll get 2 points back.
We've been crying for 6 months. Sorry, we've been crying for 5 months. No, we've been crying for 4 months. No, we've been crying for 3 months. How many months?
How many months? How many months?
1, 2.
Yeah.
You've been crying for 3 years.
When
Robby
you go
was
off the
mentioned-
stream, you've got to smile because it's just going to crucify your weekend. You imagine, right? Here's one for you. You imagine where you were yesterday. And we won't say no more. So today's the day. Tomorrow's another day. And you think you can't have today and tomorrow. So life is wonderful. And we'll be all right. We'll be all right.
But should we sell the channel to some American investor and just leave it? Maybe Domino Chris will buy it off us for 500 quid.
Oh, he's got to be ratified first. See if he's got the funds.
Mate, if it wasn't for this channel, I'd walk away from football with all the crap that's going on and the corruption, whatever. It's this channel that's keeping me sanity. So let's put that one. Let's put it into perspective.
Yeah, and this kid's starving in Africa. Let's all put it into perspective.
Well, and you're right. And it's not just Africa, my friend. It's not just Africa. It's all over the world. It's closer to home as well.
Yeah.
That's a great Irish accent, that.
So listen, we're going on and on and on, and it's like it's kind of, we don't want to depress anyone too, because we want to sort of finish on a smiley face and a high. There's no champagne tonight. Everton did get a point down at the Amex Stadium. We were hoping it was going to be 3, but you know what? We live to fight another day, and next week is going to be a wonderful week for the Blues. So we did mention that word hope before. Have a bit of hope, have a bit of passion, because we're all right. We're going to be safe. So from me, because I'm going to sign off here, because the Robson needs the bathroom rather quickly.
That's the age, that.
Are you two staying on, or am I going to call it?
What do you want to do, right?
I don't know. I think I've said everything today.
Yeah, I think everything that needs to be said has been said.
Yeah,
I think we can just sit on here and just chat up, utter wham for the next hour, and we'd just be going round in circles saying the same thing. I personally think a point's a good point.
Yeah.
Away from home, and we move onwards and upwards to the next game.
Yeah, and on that bombshell,
see you all next week.
we will see you another episode of followwokery.com, where we will have
Love
Sergeant
you all.
educate us.